sourced the idea in May last year. Obviously I've known Sian for about 10 years, and the idea kind of came to me in first year when she actually phoned me when she'd been diagnosed, and thought, oh, that might be good for a film.
I remember reading through the message and I was like, oh, I admit, I think I said to you before, I was quite like sceptical, like sport doc, how well is this going to work out? And then you sent me all the documents, I was like, wow, okay, this is good. Not from a kind of, you know, oh, she's done so much of the work, I don't need to do much, but more like this isn't just an idea, this is like this could literally start next week, and it did. It started so quick. In first and second year, we quite often shared roles and swapped around just to get experience of doing each role. So for me, that was really exciting to have this to myself.
I wanted to do editing, but then I was told by teachers and tutors here, you need to direct it because you know them.
Yeah, sure, idea for sure, yeah.
Stand that bit more of that side of frame. No. Move your feet that way, but look at me. I feel like being a director as well as an editor is difficult. You kind of direct it with the editing in mind, which is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing and hinder you. We did an interview with Lee a couple of months back, and he said to us that when Sian was younger that you took her swimming a lot. Could you just tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yes.
However, directing the contributors and the interviews I thought was quite, you know, easy really. Because you're thinking, we can't hang out the back of the car again because it would be just the same as cycling.
I had a nightmare with all the like camera stabilisers. Sian, slow down. Actually, no, you're fine, I've got
shin splints.
This is so fun.
I need more running shoes.
Sian, slow down a little bit. Running and cycling, for me, that again, like swimming, it was just sitting there and trying to visually think how to execute them and how they would look in the film. Just following her with the bike in a car was something we definitely needed in there. We couldn't just have static shots of her cycling, we needed moving ones as well. Same with the running.
Try get more central, Sian. That's it.
That's a good shot there. The swimming didn't work out in the end due to budget and time. We weren't able to get a pool, so the ideas were there, the planning was there, but unfortunately we weren't able to execute them.
Just so, because documentaries sometimes people look in the lens and it just throws the audience.
Yeah.
So I might be gazing around a little bit.
Okay.
I am listening.
The shoot that sticks to mind is definitely the first one in Leeds. That was
we got so lost.
a nightmare.
We booked the room, we paid, well, we were going to pay for it, and then they turned around and said, oh, we booked the canteen for like a leaving do, so we had to get shoved in the bloody office. So we kind of had to work around that.
Right, okay. I don't know what that is. It can't be a shower.
We were out for about 14 hours both days of that weekend. It killed us off, and I thought to myself, if this is what it's going to be like all year, I can't do it.
I know, there was definitely a point where you said, like, I don't think this project is going to work.
Yeah.
That shoot was an eye-opener for the rest of it, but it made me go back and be like, okay, I can't just think I know what I'm doing now, I need to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
On the day when filming, I just thought they looked good on the screen, and then we watched them on a bigger screen and we realised that, you know, they were just framed wrong. There was no depth to them. It didn't look professional.
As far as the cut goes, I know what I'm doing. I've not got extensive experience, so I'm just going to play it by ear, just run it through with Chris Hall, make sure that he thinks that it looks good, because obviously he's an editor, so he can give really good professional advice. I feel like Chris has supported us from day one, really.
Oh yeah, he definitely has. He's been there to pick you up when you're down. Definitely given us some pointers of why don't you try this. And actually, even though a few times we thought that like we don't like that idea, we've seen that actually it really does work.
He's also encouraged us
to try something like
as well.
Yeah. It's encouraged us to, you know, for example, get this professor. He said, try this, you know, try that. But he's never said that's a bad idea, unless it's really bad. Like, he never said don't do it. Even when something's gone wrong, it's like, okay, try this. It's not the end of the world. And that coming from someone who's been in TV and documentary, it's really reassuring that if we're worrying about it and he thinks we shouldn't be, then, you know, we kind of stop worrying about it.
Well, I feel like I'm a bit of an organisation freak. I like everything labelled, as you can see. Everything has to be labelled, I have to know where everything is. But that's worked in our favour because we've always met deadlines, we've always been done way before deadlines, and we've always made sure we've had enough time to act on feedback, which is essentially what I believe is the right way to go about things. And that's kind of from a director and an editor's perspective.
Last shooting day of you, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good fun. Enjoying talking to everyone about it all and things.
We know what we want. We want to build it up, build Sian up as an athlete and as an amazing person, inspiring person, woman especially. And then halfway through, just hit her with Crohn's, and everyone hopefully will be affected by it.